Hello everybody, iAmKEIS here, and this is a free-for-all match on Quarry. I'm going to be using the M16 with red dot sight. I have Scavenger Pro, I have Cold-Blooded Pro, and I have Ninja Pro. Once again, I'm going to be using the Claymores and Stun Grenades. And what I wanted to talk about in this game, the score isn't too good. That's not the point of this video. I was thinking throughout this game that, well, I was dying a lot, I was getting bad spawns, and I was trying to think to myself, how can I turn this game around? How can I put it into a game that I can say, you know, I turned a bad game where I die a lot, and how do I put this into a better score? So I have some things I want to talk about and how I can try to help you improve things like that for you. But before I do that, in a video I had mentioned that I prefer the holographic sight over the red dot sight. I was noticing in this game that, well, they're just about even, but I'm still gonna go ahead. Excuse me. I'm still gonna go ahead and say that I prefer the holographic sight. But if there's something that I can gain from this, is that the red dot sight doesn't block as much of your view as the holographic sight does. Still, I don't really mind it that much. Okay, onto the tips that I can try to give you about how to, improve a free-for-all match for you and try to get it into a better KD. First thing I want to say, take it slow. You don't have to like rush into a spot that you're comfortable with, because if you do that, if you're gonna rush into an area, you're not gonna have as much time, and you're gonna skip. You're not gonna have as much time if you were to check to see if there are any enemies, anybody waiting around corners, and if you rush around, if you like run around a corner, you might check one area, but then a guy might be in the opposite direction that you were looking in, and then he'll just either knife you or shoot you in the back. And then for the second, don't go out into the open or like the middle of the map. Generally what people do is that they'll have a setup that they can either set up, or they can either look into a long range sight, or something that they can set up to look directly in the center of the map, knowing that people like to try to rush to the center, try to get through the map quicker in order to get like some kills. And also, don't run indoors. The reason for this is, while you're running and if you see an enemy, you wanna look down your sight really quickly, you can't. It'll take about a half a second to look down your sights compared to if you were to be, just walking, because it has to take the time to stop running or stop being in sprint, and then take out your gun again and look down the sights. Maybe if you were to be hip firing, it might be a little bit better. Like say if you had a submachine gun or something, hip firing it would be a little bit better for that situation, but still it's a little bit more delayed than if you were just to be walking around inside. Sprint less, pretty much for the same exact reason. Just you can travel a pretty good distance without having to sprint. It's not going to make too much of a difference. Next I wanted to talk about is walk around the edges of the map. The reason, like, I'm talking like the exact edges. You're not gonna have to worry about people coming up from behind you if you have your back pressed against the wall while you're trying to make your way throughout the map. Also, make sure you're always looking behind yourself, whether you be around the edges. Still, you may have some people that are coming up from behind you, even if you are walking around the edges of the map. But especially if you're in the middle, if you're in like indoors, make sure you're always being aware if anybody's around you. Make sure you can spring upon them as they see you. Try not to make too much noise. If you're on the computer, pretty much everybody has a headset. Not too many people use speakers when they're playing video games on the computer. But a lot of people have Turtle Beaches for the Xbox, PS3, and other headsets out there. I don't really know too much of them. I just use the default headset, or not headset, but just the default microphone for Xbox, just because I don't really, it doesn't really seem like it's too big of a deal to me. Try to keep a distance. You know, if you're gonna have to, well, if there's anybody shooting behind you, one, it's gonna take them more bullets to kill you, and two, if they're not too good at aiming, you know, they're gonna hit you once, miss a couple shots, then you can turn around. Whereas if you were to be like point blank at them and they shoot you in the back, you're gonna be dead before you even have a chance to turn around. So, and also, if you're gonna be long distances, some people are better long distances anyways. You know, if you feel that you're one of those people, definitely you're gonna want to stay long distances. Whereas if you were to, you know, be pressed up against somebody in a gunfight. So, after that, be aware of your surroundings. If you know, all the corners, all the edges, all the boxes, all the things that people can hide behind, you're gonna know what to check when, and you're gonna know like what to check first, what to check second, what to check last. It's just gonna be a lot better for you if you know the map well and you know that section of the map that you're in. And along with being aware of your surroundings, knowing what the map's like, make sure you can try to listen to see if you can hear anybody, like see if you can hear enemies around that corner, so you know to check that area first. Whereas, if you knew the map, you might have checked somewhere else because there's a more common spot. But if somebody else is in a less common spot, then you're gonna know to check that one instead of what you would have previously done. Also, based upon the list of that, once you've gotten into the spot that you feel comfortable in, I was doing pretty well in this spot. But once you've gotten in the spot that you feel that you're safe enough to be in for a little while, set up claymores. Set up claymores in a spot that you feel would be, one, it's a spot that you wouldn't have as much cover into, and two, you're not gonna have to worry about that entrance as much as you would if you hadn't had a claymore in there. And even if it doesn't kill them, you have that hit marker showing up on your screen, so you're gonna know that they're at that claymore. So you can easily turn around, do whatever you have to do, and take them out before they get you. Also, make sure that it's a spot that you know that you can hold for yourself. If you don't feel that you have the ability to hold it yourself, you're gonna have to try that much more, just to get by. Also, be aware of any and all exits and entrances. The reason for this is you're gonna know what to look at, making sure nobody else is gonna be able to come up from behind you while you're looking out some window. With that in mind, make sure you check any and all exits and entrances every once in a while. Even if that means you're just checking them for a split second. You're not gonna have to worry about small, oh man, he's gonna come up from behind me. If you're checking all those areas, you're not gonna have to worry about it, which means that you're gonna have a better game. Anyways, that's game, guys. Score of 30-9. Like I said, not that good, but yeah. Also, I've been having not too many video ideas, so if you have anything that you wanna add a suggestion towards, let me know. Anyways, bye.